Okay, let's get started with base theorem. Just come to the 13.5.2 now. Theorem of the total probability.
Yes.
So you drawn the figure 13.4 now. Let's draw the figure 13.4. Let's try to understand this, what we are talking in this part. So we have the sample space S. And in that we have the events E1 to E2 to E3 and so on till the En. And all intersections, if you see, they are done with the A part. A is the bigger event. Clear?
Yeah.
So now our goal is to find the, probability of A. When event E1 happened, E2 happened, E3 happened until En happened. Clear?
Yeah.
Now how to find? As per the, conditional probability, you knew already that probability of A will be given as probability of A when the event E1 happened. That means P of E1 into P of A when the E1 happened. So A slash E1, correct? No? As per the condition probability, we discussed that part.
Yeah.
So instead of one event, we have the n number of events. So basically, see, it's just a summation of all the event with respect to A happened. So probability of A will be given as P of E1 into P of A of E1 plus probability of E2 into probability of A slash E2 and so on till the n event. Got it?
Yeah.
So that becomes the probability of the this is the starting point of your base theorem. So probability of A event when the multiple events happened, that will be given as sum of the products of individual events when the A happened because of the E1, E2, E3 till E power n. Clear?
So until now we learned multiplication and conditional probability. Now this is addition.
Yes, this is the addition of, till now we discussed only one event. Now we are combining events from E1 to till En. So it becomes a summation of the products. So how to write in one line? We can just write in one line as a summation. Summation of total probability of A will be given as, just write on this part.
Independent events is when P of A into P of B is equal to P intersection B.
Yes, correct. Intersection B. Yes, you are right.
No. I had done the exercise the other day.
Yes.
So I was just asking if what I did was right.
Yeah, you did right only. That's correct only. So I'll just tell you what exactly is happening now here.
Okay.
Now you got it correct. Everything is right. What you did is perfectly right. So probability of event. So you don't have to go through. You don't have to derive it, but you can understand. It's very simple. Just go with the logical way. See, P of E1 into P of A of E1. So whatever you have written. So this, let's classify this. What is that actually? That is basically A intersection E1. Correct? P of A intersection E1.
Yeah.
That is what you did. Correct?
Yeah.
Second, P of E2 into P of A E2. Again, that will be given as P of A intersection E2.
P of E into P of A slash E1 is P of A intersection E.
Yes. Here B is E2. B is, in the first case, B is E1. Second case, B is E2. Third case, B is E3. Like that.
So it's all A intersection E1.
Yes.
Plus A intersection E2. Plus
Yes,
A intersection E3.
Exactly got it.
Plus A intersection E.
Yes. So till N intersection when you do, and it is a union because plus means it's a union. Addition.
Yeah.
So finally it will give you what?
Yeah.
It will give you A only.
P of A.
Yes, that's what we got in P of A. Did you understand or not?
Yeah.
That's it. This is what
How hard was it for them
theorem
to write
of total
A
probability.
intersection E1?
Huh?
How hard was it for them to write A intersection E1?
It's not hard. It's just the way it is written. But you can understand the way, how it is to be understood. Got it? No?
Sir, I have to think back to the conditional probability thing to understand this.
Yeah, it's a conditional probability only, Nihar. It's a conditional probability only.
Okay.
It is a conditional probability because theorem of total probability is based on the conditional probability only. Understood?
Yeah.
Now, finally you are getting as a P of A, है ना? P of A is basically you got it now summation of P of E1 into P of A. This is what the derivation only. So derivation is you don't have to derive you don't have to do the derivation part as such. You just have to understand the from geometrically. If you understand, things are very clear. Correct, no? Now let's go to the example 15 now. Let's go to the example 15. Everything will get clear to you. A person has undertaken a construction job and the probabilities are 0.65 that there will be a strike, 0.80 that the construction job will be completed on time if there is no strike, and 0.32 that the construction job will be completed on time if there is a strike. Determine the probability that the construction job will be completed on time.
0.65.
Huh?
So let P of B be equal to 0.65.
Excellent.
P of A condition B will be 0.32.
Correct. Correct.
P of A condition P of B condition A will be 0.80. So we have to find P of A.
Correct. Exactly. So what is the formula we will apply now? Same. Whatever we just now discussed, the same formula you need to apply again.
So it will be A intersection B plus B intersection A, basically.
Yeah, correct. Exactly. So probability of, because A you want to find out, so probability of A successful.
So should I write down the whatever is given?
Yes, you have to write down. So probability of A when the strike will not happen, and the probability of A when the strike happens. Basically, these are the two condition probabilities you need to add.
So P of B is 0.65.
Correct.
P of A slash B is equal to 0.32.
Correct.
P of A we don't know.
Correct.
P of B slash A is 0.80.
Okay.
So P of A into P of B slash A,
yeah,
plus P of B into P of A slash B.
Correct.
Now I just add.
Yes.
Sir, but still P of A is, there is no value coming to P of A.
It'll come. Why? See, P of B, you know. P of, when the no strike will happen, that means 1 minus 0.65.
Sir, why 1 minus 0.65?
Because it's the same here. Probability of heads is 1 by 2. What is probability of tails then? 1 minus 1 by 2.
1 by 1 minus 2.
Correct, no?
Yeah.
Same thing. The probability of it, because it's a mutual it's a dual event only. Only two possibilities are there. Either strike will happen or strike will not happen.
Sir, am I allowed to make changes to this?
Which changes you want to do?
So no, a part which I don't understand. Like this data they've given.
You can.
What is P B dash?
See, you have to understand in your own way. Huh? So whatever is not.
So what is P B dash?
What is the?
P B dash.
B dash means there is no strike. That means A, like a head and tail.
Sir, but they've already given the thing if there is no strike, no?
No, okay. They have given no. See, look at the probabilities are, there will be strike. Strike probability is what? 0.65. They have not given probability of no strike. They just told if there is no strike. They have not given the probability of when there is a no strike. What is the probability of no strike? Probability, once you know probability of strike, probability of no strike will be 1 minus that one.
Correct, so this is a little confusing. I didn't understand.
Okay, no problem. Let's try to understand. See, probability of, the guy passing is 1 by 4 in the exam. What is the probability the guy will not pass?
3 by 4.
Huh?
3 by 4.
How did he get 3 by 4?
1 minus 1 by 4.
Exactly same thing. Instead of guy, I am putting strike. If probability of strike is there given as 8 by 10. Oh, sorry. 0.665 by 10. 65 by 100. What is the probability that there will not be strike? So 1 minus that one, right?
So if probability of strike is 0.65,
correct,
then the probability of thing completing within probability of job being completed with strike is 0.32. So condition is 0. So it P of A slash B is 0.32.
Correct.
And P of B is 0.65. So if P of no strike is 0.35.
Yes. So
what do we have to? So then P of B slash A would be 0.80.
Correct.
So okay. So wait, let me solve and check.
Yeah. You solve it. So basically, two condition probabilities are there. Probability of A. Probability of basically A when the a strike happened. And probability of A when the strike did not happen. Two conditions.
Okay.
Now try it with writing this part. You'll be able to get it.
So P of A is 0.488.
Huh?
0.488.
Excellent. You got it now. Perfect.